Audrey here with Contour and Conspiracies. If you want to see how this look was done today, make sure to stay tuned. And if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share as it helps my channel grow. And make sure to check out my social medias in the description below. Alrighty guys, so to start today's look, as usual, you are going to begin with your moisturizer and serum. I've already gone in and taken care of mine. Today I used the Dr. Dennis Gross Hyaluronic Marine Moisturizer. It is such a just nutrient-packed, super hydrating, all-day last moisturizer. It's honestly my favorite one. This is just a sample size. I got it whenever I worked at a spa, so that was great. But since I've already taken care of that step, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my contour. I am doing more of a glam look today, so there are gonna be a little more steps incorporated into the look, but the end result is going to be just as amazing. So to begin with our contour, we are doing a cream and powder contour today. Starting off with our NYX Wonder Stick Contour and Conceal Duo in light medium. And we're just gonna go in with that contour shade into our cheekbone areas, adding a little bit more definition there. Then we're gonna go on to our nose, around the end and down the sides. We're on the top of our forehead and then the jawline, just to add a little bit more definition and shaping to the face. And I, once again, don't have my mirror, so we're gonna use the wonderful Venice Fling palette as our mirror today. When doing contour, you want to make sure that most of the color is going to be packed at the back of your face, not the front. When it's packed at the front, it gives you kind of like a dirty, kind of muddy look. So you want to make sure that there's a nice gradient and that you leave enough space between the mouth and the cheekbone area. That way you achieve that direct definition rather than a weird, I don't know, skeletal look. That's how I feel that would look. We are doing our contour before our foundation today. I'm just trying something new. I've been finding lately that doing your contour before your foundation kind of packs it in a little bit more natural looking. That way you don't have these really dark, dense shadows on top of your base color. It's kind of, the base color is now an overlay for those shadows and everything. Just really sealing it in and kind of making it all one even color. Alrighty, and now we're gonna go back in once we're done contouring all those areas that we want to define. We're gonna go in with our lighter contour shade. Now that we've completed our contour, we're gonna go back in with our concealer color and hit all those areas that we want to make lifted and a little bit more, a little brighter than the areas that we're adding shadows to. So for me, that's going to be under my eyes, lots of purple, the tip of my nose, up the bridge, a little bit on the forehead, and my chin. Ready? And as you can see, the lightened, lifted areas are going to be more centered towards the face. That way you can continue shaping that more angular look where the shadows are going to be back at the back of the face, and the highlighted, lifted areas will be closer to the front. We're going to go back in with our dampened beauty blender, dampened as usual to make sure that we are blending evenly, and we're just going to go and blend everything in. contour is all blended in, let's go back in with a wider part of this blender and hit all those concealed areas. We have all of that blended in, and as you can see, I do have a little blemish over here on my forehead. I am not going to cover that up with more concealer. Since I am doing more of a glam look, I'm gonna have enough products on my face. I just don't want to add more to that. That's just not something that I do. If you would like to do that, go ahead, that's up to you. We are gonna go ahead and move on with our foundation. Today we are using the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation in fair beige. Use the same one every time and I'm never going to get the name. Alrighty, getting our mirror back again. We're gonna go in with the applicator and just get a nice even amount of product on the face. Alrighty, going back in with that beauty blender, we're gonna go and get this all nice and evenly blended in. And you don't want to do so much as of a brushing motion as you want to do a patting motion, so you don't kind of brush away all of that contour and highlighting you just did. You really just want to get this laid on top. Make sure to get some on your neck. You want to make sure you have even coverage all the way down so it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask. Alrighty, we got it all blended in. As you can see, you can still see that contour area. It's just a little bit more subtle and a more natural shade now. If you go back to some of my earlier videos, you can see whenever I was doing the foundation and then the contour and conceal, it was just a darker, more defined shape and shade. And if that's the look that you enjoy, of course go for it. I'm just experimenting with some different techniques and showing you guys how to do and what's up. It's terrible. Alrighty, we are gonna go in with our powder and set all this cream that we just laid in place. Today we are using the Pretty Vulgar The Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder. As you can see, it's a really nice, just like cream color, but it doesn't look like anything when you put it on. I'm just gonna shake a little bit in the lid and get my big old fluffy brush. Since I'm doing my setting spray today, I'm not really gonna worry about packing it in right now because I'll pack in that setting spray later, so we're not gonna worry about using the beauty blender. Got a decent amount of product on the brush. We're just gonna lightly blend it all over our face. I don't think you need a mirror for this part, honestly. You don't if you want though. this all set with this wonderful powder. It's such a light and just airy powder, and it really does give an all-day hold without drying you out or making things look too cakey. I don't know if it has flashback. I've never tried that, but I don't really do anything with flash, so shouldn't be a problem. So now we're gonna go in and do our bronzer. Today we are using the Bahama Mama bronzer from the In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2 palette from the Balm Cosmetics. This has been kind of my go-to lately for my bronzer, contour, and blush. It's just such beautiful colors all in one palette, and then there's also these gorgeous matte brown shades, and that's just a color that I wear a lot, so it's perfect. We're gonna go in with an angled brush here, and we're just gonna pick up some of that Bahama Mama color. We're not gonna pick up too much because we already have that contour shade there. I just wanna add a little bit more warmth. We're just gonna brush that along that cheekbone area. Okay, and now that we have added in our bronzer, just to add a little bit more warmth, we're gonna go in and do our blush. I think today, since I'm doing kind of a brighter look, we're gonna do our Frat Boy blush here. It's kind of just more of a punchy pink to me, a little less cotton candy. I like it. We're gonna take our blush brush and pick up a decent amount of the product and go in circular motions on the apples of our cheeks, bringing upwards to our cheekbones. Okay, move on to the other side. If you happen to get too much of one spot, just keep blending. Blending will save everything. And if it's too much, you can always just start over. It's beauty makeup. Now that that is all taken care of, we can go in and do our brows. Today I'm going to be using one of my newest and favorite products, the Tattoo Studio Maybelline Brow Pomade in Deep Brown. It comes with this awesome little brush spoolie combo. I was in my makeup bag, so it has some fuzzies on it. But it's an absolutely wonderful product. It lasts all day. It's super creamy to put on. It's super easy to take off. So best of both worlds. And it doesn't smudge or anything like other ones can, especially in heat in Texas where you can sweat it off. This will last all day. It's absolutely spectacular. We're gonna go in and brush out our brows with this spoolie here. Brows are brushed out. We're going to take the brush end of this. It's a really thin angled brush. As you can see, it's very thin. This is my favorite kind of brush to use, especially when using pomades like this. I find it just helps to get you really defined lines and ensures that you're getting the product where you want it and not anywhere else because it's on a thicker brush. We're going to take just a little bit of the product here and we're going to line the bottoms of our brows. product is super buildable, so if you find that you need a little more, a little less, you can always add it as you go. Okay, we have both of our brows on and lined. We're going to go in and blend them out with our spoolie. As usual, starting with an upward motion at the front to not have these little lines in place, and then rotate as you move on to make sure everything is nice and blended. Okay, we have our brows on, blended in, and cleaned up with a little bit of that micellar water and a Q-tip. We're going to go ahead and move on to our eyeshadow. We are going to be using a combination today of two amazing palettes. The Venice Fling palette, which we've done a review video on. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and link it to whatever the card pops up. And then we are also going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, which I'll probably be doing a review on here soon because it's just such a stunning palette. So we're gonna go ahead and begin with our Chocolate Bonbons palette. We're gonna go in with a little bit of this Almond Truffle shade. We're just gonna add that to the crease area, making that our beginning transition color. And in doing that, we're going to be using a fluffy brush here. Okay, now that we have that almond truffle shade all packed into the crease of our eye, blended a little bit outwards to this outer corner, we're gonna go in with this mocha shade here, just adding that a little bit more to the outer corner, blending inwards toward the crease. Every time. It smells so good, guys. It's ridiculous. Alrighty, we're gonna go in with the Bonfire shade here. We're just gonna add that to the inner crease part here, and only the inner crease. We're not blending out the outside. We're going to take a little bit of this toasty color here. We're going to add that to this outer wing, keeping it really dense and packed in. So we're going to use this smaller fluffy brush. We're going to pick up light amounts of the product at a time so we can build it. Okay, and we are going to finish our lid with this Puppy Love color. It's a super beautiful kind of metallic maroon color, and I cannot wait to put it all over my lid. We're going to use a tighter packed brush here, just so we can make sure we get a nice amount of the product really packed in so we can see those beautiful metallic aspects. And I also just want to make sure that this stays on the lid. I'm picking up very small amounts of the product at a time so I can make sure I know where it's going and so I can also achieve the darkness I want with it. As you can see there, we have that puppy love color blending into the toasty and the other colors. It's such a pretty, just pigmented red color. I love it so much. We are going to blend it a little bit more onto these darker colors just to achieve more of a gradient, but you don't want to go too far as to just completely cover them up. Okay, now that we have that puppy love shade all packed into our lid and blended into these darker colors, we're gonna move on to our brow bone. I am gonna go ahead and move on back to my Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette for this. It does have some nicer lighter shades. We're gonna go in with this Cashew Chew color and we're gonna get that applied to our brow area. We'll add some shimmer. Nice decent amount with a smaller fluffy brush. Just get that nice and spread on there. It is kind of a really soft pink color, so I think it goes nicely with the grouping of colors we've used. We have that Cashew Chew color spread on our brow bone. We're gonna go in with our satin sheets. It's this stunning, almost metallic glitter. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just beautiful. We're gonna take a little bit on the edge of this brush and just get that nice and under the brow. You don't want to blend it too far down as to disrupt the metallic that you already have going on down there. It is a nice little accent to add. We have our eyeshadow all done with these two wonderful palettes, so we can go ahead and move on to eyeliner. Today we are using the Revlon Colorstay Skinny Liquid Liner in Blackout. It's a nice shake. Bring our mirror back out. Alrighty, for liner I like to move in very small movements and I go back to back. eyeliner is done. As you can see, we have our two little wings on. We're gonna move on in with our mascara. Today we are going back to our wonderful It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara in Super Black. So we're gonna go on in and just get that all applied to our upper lashes. I'm not doing much to my bottom lash line or just bottom eye area in general. I do want to leave that more open today. Wow, look at what a difference mascara can make for a look. A minute ago I looked like a crazy person, and now this is a whole look. Alrighty. Next we are going to follow that up with our highlighter. Today we're using a new one, the IBY Radiant Glow Highlighter in Prosecco. And we're just going to put that on with a nice little fluffy brush. Okay, we have finished our highlighter and mascara as well as our liner. I'm going to go ahead and finish up with some lashes and lip gloss, and we'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, now that we have finished up our look, I finished today's look with my Natalie Ann Cosmetic lashes. I think these are in the style Andrea. And then my Too Faced Melted Liquid Longwear Lipstick in Chihuahua. I absolutely love both of these products. This lipstick is so beautiful. It goes on kind of like a powder puff application. It's this super pretty nude pink, and it really does last all day. You can drink stuff. There's really no, you know, that word, transfer. And it's just a wonderful product, and it's really great for the price. And then as well as these lashes, as always, her entire cosmetics line is just absolutely spectacular. This is one of the many styles that I own. And hopefully I'll be getting some more here soon, as well as those beautiful liquid liners. They're so pigmented and I cannot wait to have my hands on them. But if you enjoyed today's look, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, as it helps my channels grow. And check out my social medias in the description below. Thank you so much and have a great day.